Setting up your first gig on Fiverr is overwhelming, and I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it. I'm Kitty. I'm a Fiverr top-rated seller and vetted pro in voiceover and UGC video. First of all, you should absolutely lurk on Fiverr and check out other creators' gigs before you start your own. Familiarize yourself with the layout, sellers' price ranges, their videos, and how they describe themselves. You need to create a gig on the Fiverr website, not the app. And you need to have already set up an account as a seller. This differs by country and how you want to be paid, so whatever they ask you for, yes, you need to provide it if you want to have a seller's account. So under the My Business tab, you will see gigs. From there, click Create a New Gig. You'll be asked to pick a title. The words "I will" are a default and appear on all gig titles, so just finish that statement. Keep it short and sweet, and fill it with the keywords a buyer would use when they search. This is the most important factor for how you will rank in the algorithm's search function when buyers are seeking sellers. So I'm choosing, I will be your American female UGC video ads creator. Perfect. Now you have to pick a category and subcategory. Fiverr will help you here and give you suggestions based on your title keywords. You can see here that it's suggesting video and animation for my category and UGC videos for my subcategory. Well, that's exactly what I'm selling on this gig, so boom, done. Okay, service type. So this one is a little bit confusing, and I recommend that you pick UGC ads. If you pick organic UGC, it's going to ask your audience size, so that's really geared a bit more towards influencers who already have a large social media following. So go ahead and click each section here and answer the questions, and don't stress this part too much. The choices you make here are not weighed that highly in the algorithm search. Your title is far more important than the choices you make in this section. So now we scroll down to positive keywords. We also call these tags. And this is an important section that carries a lot of weight in the search and algorithm. And it's second only to your title. So fill this with short search terms that were not included in your title. Type it in, press enter, move on. So I'm using the different popular platforms followed by the word ads because I know those are likely search terms for buyers. I'll also include spokesperson and actress and see how those do for me too. You get up to 5 of these, so use them. They count. Negative keywords are available for members of Seller Plus, but honestly, I don't use them. I think it's a wonky feature. It hasn't really worked for me, so don't worry about those. So now you just agree to the legal disclaimer and continue to the next page, scope and pricing. Follow me for part 2. UGC Fiverr gigs are confusing to create, so let's do it together. I'm Kitty. I'm a Fiverr top-rated seller and vetted pro in voiceover and UGC video. So this is part 2 of the series. We're on the second page of gig creation, scope and pricing. And yes, this is the most overwhelming section when creating your gig. By now you should have already followed my advice to lurk and look at other sellers' gigs to see what they offer. Here, Fiverr wants us to offer different packages to buyers. This is your chance to let buyers know what you offer for what price. Now, keep in mind, the majority of UGC buyers will contact you with a direct message, negotiate a specific price with you, and ask you to send a custom offer. That means that most buyers will not even pick one of these packages. So don't overthink it. Look at this section as more of a starting template for negotiating with buyers. Decide if you want to offer 3 packages or just 1. I like to offer the 3 because it gives the buyer an idea of price ranges. Now name your packages. Keep this simple. Maybe something like 15-second video, 30-second video, 60-second video. Next is describe the details of what you offer. So I'll say something here like 15-second edited video with no B-roll, no added graphics. And I'll increase that for each package. So here's 30-second and here's 60-second. Okay, delivery time. This is where we promise how quickly we can deliver this work. So I'll set them for 2 days and 3 days. Number of videos. Set each of these to just one. So now there's a bunch of items that you can include. Graphics, script writing, etc. I unclick everything here except captions because I want to start my basic price relatively low and upsell all of these items separately. Usage rights. It defaults to 3 months. Just go ahead and leave it that way. You'll likely be negotiating this separately with the buyer anyway. Okay, revisions. I set mine to 0. That does not prevent a buyer from placing the order into revision mode and asking you to change things, but it does manage expectations from the get-go. I tell all UGC buyers that I offer free revisions for my error only. I talk more about what that means in another video, so be sure to follow me to learn more. Okay, next we have price. Remember, this is just a stepping off point because you will be just offering whatever you promised in your package description and ideally upselling other add-ons. So let's say something like 50, 75, 100. It's recommended when you are a new seller to offer lower prices to start while you work on building up ratings and reviews. Add extra services. Okay, Fiverr likes for us to fill this area up with some extra offerings that can make us and them more money on each order. They're all pretty self-explanatory, so add the ones that feel right for you and you know you're able to deliver. Remembering that a lot of these things are going to be individually negotiated with each buyer anyway. So you can also make up your own right here where it says add gig extra. And this is a great place to add additional B-roll, other things you offer, like maybe working with your family, working with your pets. Okay, subscriptions. Some sellers are given this option. I don't recommend it. Skip it for now. Now save and continue. And follow me for part 3, where we talk more about your gig description and facts. Fiverr UGC gigs can be challenging to create, so let's do yours together. Hi, I'm Kitty. I'm a Fiverr top-rated seller and vetted pro in voiceover and UGC video. So we're on part 3, gig description and facts. Make sure to follow me to see the parts you may have already missed. While your Fiverr gig description is weighed less heavily than your title and keywords in terms of searchability in the algorithm, it is still weighed. So keywords are still important here. And while those first things got a buyer to find your gig, this is where you convince them that you are the correct person to hire. If you've watched my other videos, you'll remember I have told you to lurk and look at other sellers' gigs before creating your own gig to get an idea of what other sellers offer and the language and layout of Fiverr. Your description should explain who you are, explain why you're a great choice for their project, explain the process of how to place an order, and explain any personal policies. This is where you should state your revision policy as well as what you will not do. You can see here that mine says, I won't do adult products, swimwear, lingerie, crypto, Bitcoin, religious. Your gig description should be friendly but professional. If you have special equipment like advanced cameras, lighting, a green screen, mention it here. You can also list the extras that you offer, preparing the buyer for the fact that your price is a starting point and not necessarily a final cost. You'll see that I clearly explain what is included with all orders, what the buyer should do if they want to send me a product, and I also include a Google Drive link to all of my samples. This link does not have my email or phone number on it, which Fiverr does not want us sharing. It also has higher quality videos as opposed to the low-res videos in the actual Fiverr portfolio, which will be available to you when you've moved up a seller level. You only get 1,200 characters here, so finish it up with a CTA. Contact me today. Can't wait to chat with you. So now we scroll down. If you see milestones here, skip it. They're not ideal for UGC. And we get to facts, frequently asked questions. Facts do not factor into search. These are purely the place to answer more common questions, reiterate policies, and sell yourself some more. Fiverr likes for you to utilize at least 3 facts on all gigs. They're set up like questions and answers, so let's take a look at mine. As you can see, I've answered common questions. Here's what equipment do you use? Here I explain my revision policy more thoroughly. I also describe the process of sending me a product. The facts are a great place to elaborate on items you may have only had room to mention in your gig description. Follow me for part 4, the gig requirements page. Fiverr gigs are confusing to figure out, so let's make your UGC Fiverr gig together. I'm Kitty, I'm a Fiverr top-rated seller and vetted pro in voiceover and UGC video. Okay, so we're on the requirements page here. Give me a follow if you missed the first 3 parts of this series. So the requirements page is where we, the sellers, get to ask the buyers the info we need to complete their order. And while I've previously told you to lurk and look at other sellers' profiles to get an idea of how to set yours up, this is a page you will not be able to see. So listen up. It starts with default questions. It's the questions that Fiverr asks of all buyers. You can't change these, you can't erase these, so move along. Click Ask a Question. Similar to the facts section, this is where you ask the buyer for info that you require. So I enter my question, one at a time, and leave this toggle on free text. They can then enter whatever text or files that you need. Keep in mind at this point they have already clicked order and committed to spend money on your gig. UGC questions to ask might be, what platform is this video for? Do you need vertical or landscape format? Do I have your script or your brief? Please enter it here. Please give me any other instruction on how to complete your video. Are you sending me your product? Have you already discussed that with me? I also use this space to reiterate and get the buyer to agree to my policies. Did you read my full gig description and facts? Please reply okay that you agree. Do you understand that I don't allow my image or voice to be used for AI cloning? Do you understand that the usage of this video is only for online and you cannot show it on TV? And so on. Now, of course, you can follow up with questions in the order chat, but aim to get the key info shared here on this form so you can refer to it when working on the order. Follow me for part 5, where we discuss the gallery page. Fiverr gigs are confusing to figure out, so let's make your UGC Fiverr gig together. I'm Kitty. I am a top-rated seller and vetted pro on Fiverr in voiceover and UGC video. We're on part 5, the gallery page, where you attach visual elements to your gig. This is not the same as a UGC portfolio. Fiverr will give you a portfolio section once you've been on the platform a little while longer. The gallery page is where you can attach one video. It is your ultimate calling card, so make it a good one. You definitely want to watch other Fiverr sellers' videos to get an idea of what your competition is offering. Your gig video should be no longer than 75 seconds. Make it 73 or 74 to be safe. It should be no more than 50 megabytes in MP4 format, and they do prefer it in landscape, though some UGC sellers do post vertical. Most sellers have it include a straight-to-camera intro of themselves and their services. A smart idea is to make that intro part of the video and then splice in some snippets of your best UGC examples, since this is really the only place you have to showcase these at the moment. Many sellers also insert their gig image or thumbnail into the beginning of the video and then set the video to display that image on the Fiverr homepage. Okay, Fiverr video rules. Do not include contact info. Do not mention your seller level. Do not mention star ratings. Do not include a URL or website. Do not use the same video for more than one gig. After you've added your video, you have the option of adding images to your gallery. Fiverr likes you to use these, so here's where you may add your primary gig image or thumbnail, maybe some pictures of yourself, pictures of places you can film, etc. Again, at this point, you should have looked at plenty of other sellers' gigs to see what they are placing here. Your gallery will also gradually become filled with orders you have filled for buyers when they've granted the permission for the sample to be displayed here. You can also add 2 documents here. This could be a list of your policies, more info about your gig, really anything you want to share with sellers. Now you click the disclaimer, save and continue. So you should be good to go now, right? Wrong. Now you wait. Fiverr takes gig quality control very seriously, and your video and gig need to be approved by real human eyeballs. This could take a couple of hours or even a couple of days, especially when you're a new seller. And also, if you've submitted on a weekend or a holiday, it's going to take longer. So be patient. Keep checking back to see if your gig page and video have been approved. Follow me for one more bonus part, how to get your video thumbnail to appear correctly on the homepage.